Home Skills Chef. Take one. That's her legal name. Home Skills Chef. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you know, this is a very special episode of our new show called So, Who Do You Like? Where we're gonna find out who Shef likes, and if you don't know who she is, she's an incredible singer, artist, and actually we're just gonna let her tell you more about herself, and I'm not gonna finish the sentences for you. Let's get into it. So, this is actually our first time meeting in person.
Yeah.
We're internet lovers, which means
Entirely.
basically we fangirl on each other's photos, but we've never met, which is hilarious.
The engagement's next week.
The engagement's next week in her house where we're
Right
currently
here.
sitting.
Yes.
Let's talk about your music. So you had this moment. I think a lot of people that are singers, they have moments where it's like a defining moment where you're like, I'm going to pursue this. What was that moment for you? And like, when did you decide like, okay, I want to make songs and like, I'm going to release them? Because I grew up singing, but I was like, I'm never singing for other people.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's kind of a funny story. When I was a kid, I was really, really shy. Actually, I get that a lot, that you could tell that I was like a former shy kid.
I wouldn't be able to.
Okay, that's nice to hear.
You seem extroverted. Like, you seem like normal, like when I met you.
Normal.
You seem normal. I'm so mean.
But yeah, I was really shy, like painfully so. So my parents did the thing where they were like, we're going to put you in every single activity.
Oh, nice.
So you can just not be shy.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's precisely.
Put an introverted child in like public speaking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did karate, I did dance, I played softball for a while, volleyball. I'm not very coordinated.
I have zero hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, those careers were short-lived.
Yeah.
I played piano, so I've been playing piano since I was 4.
Yeah.
At one of my recitals, a girl, Rachel, I think, both sang and played the piano.
Yeah.
And I was like 8 or 9, so she must have been, she was a year older. And she sang Puff the Magic Dragon, and my dad in the audience was sitting there like, yep, this is it.
This is it.
Chef's gonna sing.
Yeah.
There's no like dialogue about
Yeah.
it. This is just gonna happen. In the
Yeah.
car on the way back, I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this.
Yeah.
I ended up singing.
Same. It was like, never. Just kidding. I mean, 7 years of classes.
Oh yeah. And so my first vocal teacher kind of was my piano teacher, who has the voice of an angel. She's wonderful. And then I just kept working with her for a bit. My first like official vocal coach was also like half a speech therapist. I have TMJ, which is where like the plates in your jaw like grind away.
Interesting.
It's like most people have the clicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people have the clicking.
Mine went farther than that and decided that I was just not going to be able to open my mouth past a certain point.
I have synesthesia, so I can hear and taste and color. So
That's awesome.
we're having so much fun. So singing is like a rainbow, literally.
Yes, quite literally. But so when I worked with her, she did a lot of voice acting. She did a lot of like birthday grams and things. So she taught me how to place the sound in my body in a way that wouldn't hurt me. And I still speak like that and talk like that to this day.
Yeah.
In high school, I did a lot of speech and debate. I was in my school's jazz band. I sang a lot of classic rock and blues and Motown.
Fun.
My love and heart and soul is in classic rock and Motown.
Really? I would have guessed that. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I find that's so dope, because I think like a lot of people that grow up brown have a lot of brown musical influences. Like my dad used to play a lot of like R.D. Burman, Kishore Kumar, like 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings.
Yes.
To kind of wake us up, and that was like what I grew up listening to. So I have such a like deep-rooted sort of love for Desi music and Bollywood music, and the language and Punjabi folk. What are some of your sort of musical influences, and
absolutely.
what are people that not people you want to emulate, but people whose music you listen to and you're like, I'm in a different space. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that. So growing up, I didn't learn any Hindustani or Carnatic classical. Part of me wishes I did, because I'm in an a cappella team now, and all of my friends, literally all of them,
they all sing and
oh,
they're so good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's so good.
I could literally listen to them forever, and I do.
Yeah.
All of our hangouts devolve to jam sessions, and I'm just sitting there like, can you please go on? Do it again.
Yeah,
but
same.
yeah.
When I was on an a cappella team, it was like I never like learned I learned classical for a bit, but then when I went to college, I was like, oh, I should have done like better. I should have pursued this better.
Yeah, but so on Saturday mornings, like you said, my mom would be playing like the Hindustani and Carnatic, like religious music in the morning.
Yeah.
I'd wake up to that. So it's very much a lot of what I listen to. And every once in a while when my dad gets bored, he has a really nice subwoofer in his home office, and he blasts AC/DC Thunderstruck
Love that.
at 3 in the morning.
At 3 in the morning.
Which is fun because
Which
the
is
whole
so
house
fun.
shakes.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of both going on.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's kind of like the point of being like dual American Indian, though.
Yeah,
I think like
exactly.
you have those. I grew up. It was so interesting. You listen to a lot of like Indian music, and then I was like a lot of like middle school Taylor Swift. So it's like I have like one foot in every genre of music.
Yeah.
And I don't generally ever say that I listen to like one specific kind of genre, because I just listen to music that's good. Like
Same.
I like trap music, I like Indian music. But do you have like a certain type of music that like has your little bit of soft spot for?
Yeah, yeah. So
like who are some of those artists?
Right. So Bruce Springsteen is the absolute love of my life. I was just talking to my dad about this the other day. I mean, he basically wanted to come to America fueled by the music of like Bruce Springsteen and Queen
God.
And yeah. So when he came here, also, fun fact, I still can't believe it, but Niels Lofgren, one of Bruce's guitarists, follows me on Twitter.
Stop.
As does his wife.
What? Do
They're-
you tweet fun things? What do you say? How did this happen?
I have no idea. They both followed me one day, and I was like, I'm just going to sit here.
The coolest person who follows me is you. So that's that. Like, I have nothing to go for. I think I have like 12 followers on Twitter. That's incredible.
Twitter's my favorite platform. I have not mastered it yet, but
I
hope
recently
to
joined
someday.
Twitter.
It's fun.
I'm an auntie. I recently joined Twitter. I know. I was on it like in high school and I deleted it because it was like a monumental waste of time. But I came back as an adult. That's where the funny people are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's where I'm like cracking up to myself for no reason.
Yeah. So Bruce Springsteen is. I was just telling my dad if he was kind of like if you ever meet him one day, like. What would you say to him? And I was like, in all honesty, I would cry.
Yeah.
There would be no words. He would think I'm nuts.
Yeah.
And he would probably move on with his life and be like, that was weird. That was strange.
He was like, who is that nice girl?
Yeah, exactly.
She's sobbing. Are you okay?
Exactly. Bruce, Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Huge influences.
Yeah. It's interesting. I always thought I was like super cool, and I still think that about myself for sure. But I was like...
This is the energy that we need.
I know, right? I was like, I'm so unfazed by I'm a big The Weeknd fan.
Oh, me too.
Big The Weeknd fan.
I've seen him twice, actually.
I've seen him, my first concert ever, I was 20. I didn't go to a concert before 20 because my parents were crazy. And I went to see him, and I was there with my best friend, Leah, and we were kind of sitting, and we were like, it's like so chill. Like, we don't even care. Like, I'm just here, like, have a good time, okay? Like, this, like, space, it was like, this like spaceship like thing that came out, and he came out of the ground, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be so calm, like look at all these girls screaming. And he like came out of the ground, and I was like, I love you, just like sobs. And my best friend was like, are you okay? I was like, I'm in tears, like just not okay. And she was like, you said you were gonna be cool. I was like, no, I'm like so cool, I'm so cool. I couldn't keep it together.
My eyes are sweating.
Yeah.
They're not tears.
They're
not tears.
But then you realize, like, you spend so much time listening to someone's voice, or their lyrics, or something that they like spend time in the studio doing, which is so interesting and goes into my.
It's very intimate.
Yeah, it's so intimate, and like, which goes into my next question, like, do you, when you're sitting and you're writing music or you're thinking about a song that you want to pursue, like, does it ever cross your mind, like, there are people sitting all around the world, all around the country. They're just like listening to your voice, and it helps them and it influences them, and like, what is that feeling like? How do you register that feeling?
I don't register it, actually.
Have you yet?
I don't think I have.
I would never.
In all honesty, I dropped my first EP, I think, in May of 2019, so it's been about a year and a couple months. And you know how Spotify gives you like the Wrapped every year, like who listened to your stuff? I had people from 78 countries listening to my music. I get some really, really sweet DMs from people. I think
me.
From
It's
particularly,
me.
they're all her.
I moved to 78 countries to listen to your music. No, just kidding. Continue.
Well, that actually sounds wonderful. I
would
love
do
traveling,
it.
so
I'll
take
take you
me
with
next
you,
time. But and just recently there was a girl, I think in Germany, I'm not quite sure, but she had a contemporary class to one of my songs, and she sent it to me, and I was
so
like,
cool.
this is a lot for me to handle right now.
Incredible.
I had no idea she was doing it beforehand, but I don't think it's registered, honestly. I think it's a weird thing, for me at least, to place yourself in a position and understand that people want to listen to you.
Yeah.
That people want more of your life, that they want to hear your thoughts and your voice. It's bizarre to me. I think it's one of the things of like, do you see yourself as a main character in your story?
Yeah.
But like, it again, I'm working on it.
Well, I think as a woman, it's hard to always be like, I'm awesome, I'm doing something good.
Yeah,
because we're not used to
exactly.
that. Whenever you always feel like you have to be humble,
Yeah.
which you can be, and I think there's a middle ground for all of those things. But when you're writing, so let's talk about "Tired," which is your song that I love so much.
Thank you.
And it's go listen to it in 78 different countries. Go travel and listen to it. Let's talk about it. It's such a song with so much depth. But I also, what I liked about it a lot is it wasn't about like quintessential love, which I think a lot of music is. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I love a good sob love song. The sadder my music gets, the happier I am, really. But it has a lot of depth. And where do you tap into that? And how do you... Was it a conscious effort to be like, I don't want to talk about a relationship specifically, but just like demons and things that are dark inside you that we all kind of go through?
Yeah.
But you captured it so beautifully in a song that wasn't really about one thing, but I think everybody listening was thinking about something specific to them, which is how poetry works, really, because it's, everybody's reading it, but you have a different face in your head kind of a situation.
Exactly, yeah.
How was that, like, writing process for you? Like, what were you kind of tapping into?
For sure,
Yeah.
So even to myself, the writing process kind of eludes me. It just happens. And that sounds so stupid now that I'm listening to myself say that. But it really does just happen.
No, a lot of people say that. A lot of artists are like, I was there and it happened. Like
Exactly.
But then you've created I feel like it manifests somewhere, right? Like you have...
So I write when I have... a feeling, like an overwhelming feeling or an event that I just need to process out. It works a lot better for me than talking about it. So
was there a story that you want to share, like roughly behind
nothing
Tired?
Specific, just about just outgrowing certain toxic relationships and just kind of coming to that consciousness that there is a possibility that you deserve better than what you think you did. And getting to that point and leaving those spaces that make you feel unsafe and uncomfortable takes a lot of work.
Of course,
and there's the part in the bridge talks about, is it almost worth it for me to be putting myself through all of that work to get to a better place, or should I just continue to suffer through it? And it's just that realization that it is a lot of work, but there's nothing more worth it than your own sanity and safety.
Absolutely. How much of being a woman plays into the kind of music you want to put out there? Like, how much of your female experience is something that you're like, I want other girls specifically to feel like they can relate to you? Yeah,
for sure. I think it's more subconscious than it is a conscious thing.
Absolutely.
I think if you listen to all of my music, there are elements there of what it is like, what I presume all of us see the world as and see the world through. I think a large part of my motivation to have some kind of visibility does come from the fact that I am a brown woman and that I never saw myself on TV growing up.
Absolutely.
And for the record, the kids growing up with Maitri Ramakrishnan on Netflix right now,
it's incredible.
Oh, they're going to be badass. Those kids.
I'm old and I sobbed through that show. I was like, this is me, that's
the
me.
last 2 episodes,
Oh, I sobbed.
Had
the first few, all the episodes, I was like, I'm in tears.
Exactly.
I needed that when I was 13. I needed you when I was 13, you know?
Thank you.
I need a lot of the people that are now like someone.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that you guys are doing it because that's incredible.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you about social media.
Yeah, for sure. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
First of all.
So that's good that you said that. How much of your life do you feel like you want to keep off social media? What are things that you're like, you know what? People don't need to see this. Do you have that block that's like, you know, okay. You know, for me, it's like my parents. I don't like to overwhelmingly post them. They're very private people, and I'm like, it's okay. You can be private. Like, I don't need to post you all the time. What are things in your life that you're like, you know what? That's not something I really need to be on the internet.
Yeah, I think generally I'm a pretty open person. Even with people I'm just meeting, I don't really hold anything back. There's nothing too mysterious about me.
Yeah.
I'm a very easy read.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I do share a bit about my parents. My dad's on social media. My friends think he's a lot cooler than I am, which is a fact. I will tell you that right now.
Her dad has a motorcycle, so he's
dad has a
definitely cooler
motorcycle.
than both of us.
Yeah. Barack Obama follows him on Twitter.
What is going on with your family and freaking Twitter? What's going on? I didn't get this memo.
Yeah.
I have 32 followers. What?
Yeah.
Can you follow me on Twitter so at least I'll have you there?
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, I think the line is less about
what you're posting.
What I'm posting, but when I get tired.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Like, what are your, like, how do you deal with the pressures of social media? That I will say, like, you're famous, so that's different. But like, even normal people, like 13-year-old middle schoolers, will feel. We all get stressed.
Yeah.
I see some of my closest friends, and sometimes if they're looking fitter than me, better than me, I feel toxic. Where I'm like, oh my god, I'm obsessing right now.
Exactly.
Are you like shut off the phone? Or you put it in a different room? Are you stare at it and scroll at it at 2 a.m.? Like, what is your method of coping?
Yeah, see, I have no sense of self-control, which plays a lot both into my academics and into my music and into all of the jobs that I'm always working at the same time. It's probably something that I need to work on. I have not done that yet.
You have time.
But I'm spending a lot less time on Instagram than I used to these days.
Okay.
I think that, especially given the new algorithm, it's very difficult to see concrete, like tangible successes.
Yeah.
Spending a lot more time on Twitter, but that's mostly because I'm also a very political person, especially also being from, I think, the South Asian community. We do have a very big habit of comparing ourselves to others from the get-go.
Absolutely.
And it is very easy to see others' success and think, why am I not there? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And then you just have to keep reminding yourself that they're not you.
Yeah.
You are on your own life path. You are doing what you were doing. And if you were doing what they were doing, then you would be tragically unhappy because that's not your art or your work or your journey. And it's really tough to remind yourself of that all the time because social media, I mean, it inundates you all the time with notifications, with stories, with,
absolutely.
oh my goodness. I think the rise of sensationalism in media is because of social media.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely.
My attention span is now that of a goldfish.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
All of these things, I mean, Twitter 120 characters, the Instagram stories, Snapchat, which I
Everything
deleted
is
because
it's the worst app. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
It's the worst app.
Yeah.
When people ask me if I have a Snapchat, because I have like college memories on there, I just tell them I don't have one anymore.
Yeah.
In hopes that I just let myself out. I don't have one anymore. The app is deleted. I don't ever check it. I'm like, I don't have it. And like, especially on like dating apps when people ask me, like, I don't have this app. Like,
no, please, I'm in my 20s.
No grown woman wants to talk on Snapchat. Please.
Also, it takes away the battery life. There's nothing good about this app.
Yeah.
Please don't tell my parents this, because they'll hit me with a big "I told you so." When I was going to college, I'm their only child, so they were worried that I was gonna turn into some huge party animal.
Okay.
Me.
Yeah. Just doing drugs, laying on the ground.
All of the drugs. Every single one.
Every single one.
But I found myself one day, so I used to post everything on my Snapchat stories.
Oh, yeah?
And I was at the local cafe at like 2 in the morning watching TV at like 2 in the morning on Netflix in a cafe on a Friday night, and my mom responded to my story and she was like, why aren't you out? Like, why aren't you partying? It's Friday. And I was like, did you not want me to?
I thought you said not to do that.
Literally.
I thought you said.
But I don't know. The user interface of Snapchat is probably the worst user interface I've
That's
ever.
true.
And my parents told me that when I forced them to get it.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
And I deleted it, and now they're always hitting me with it.
It's in the past. We can't keep up with Snapchat.
Exactly.
Let's talk about school.
Yeah.
You do music, you do school.
Mm-hmm.
What do you study? What is your time management like? I feel like it's good, and I feel like you're going to be one of those people that's like, no, it's so bad. I only have a 3.9. Like, I barely graduated, so tell me, like, how did you, like, what do you study? And, like, do you have, like, allocated time where you're like, I need to do music, I need to do school?
Yeah. So my time management is awful. It's something I'm working on. But
I've met you for 15 minutes, and I know that you're lying. You definitely, like, wake up at 6. Like, I get a run in, I do some soul cycle, and then I do my
running
class.
and my knees don't get along.
Oh, really?
I am in desperate need of physical therapy. If anybody out there is a physical therapist, I'm not kidding. I'm in desperate need.
That can't be true.
But, yeah, no, I go to a bunch of dance workshops, and every time I'm like, this is a bad idea, and I come out and I'm like, that was a horrible idea, and I can't stand straight. So,
what do you study, though?
So I'm a double major in political economy and African American studies, and I'm a minor in public policy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like bio or something.
No.
You give me strong STEM vibes.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, because you seem studious and like you're lying about not being studious. Like I know it. Let's just put that out there.
So I went to a high school that was like academic field focused. So I went and I studied healthcare all 4 years. Yeah. So I
we need more POC in healthcare.
Yeah, we do. I went to conferences, I presented, I worked in some cancer research labs. I really liked it in high school. I actually wanted to be an ophthalmologist. Funny story, I grew up in the ophthalmologist's office locally because my parents both have like really good vision, and my vision was crapping out by the time I was like 5.
No way.
So they were all freaked out that my eyes were going, and it was normal. And they were like, we're just gonna like raise you in this office. So
we're just gonna shift you into this office.
Exactly. So I grew up around ophthalmology and the techs there, and I really, really loved it. I went to college as a neurobio major.
See, I told you, give me STEM vibes.
Yeah, and
give me STEM vibes.
Within like 6 months, I was like,
can't do this.
This is not where I want to be.
I took one bio class in high school, and I was like, don't ever ask me about this shit. I don't know anything.
Yeah, but it really hit me when I was in the chemistry class. I got really lucky. I'd managed to take the class that everybody was like, this professor is brilliant, he's amazing, he's fun. And he was so fun.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there in class one day and I was like, I've never been less engaged.
Oh no.
With the most fun STEM professor on campus. And at that point I was like, this is just not what I'm interested in, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
what's your schedule like? Like, do you have class days, music days, or is it just kind of like, whatever?
It is very much whatever.
Are you lying?
No. Oh my God, no.
She's lying. She definitely is lying. I know you for the past hour that I've known you. You're lying. She definitely like plans this stuff.
I should be on. You know what? You've inspired me to get on my shit. I should.
Do you want me to send you an agenda? I love agendas. I love bloody making lists.
Oh my God. I love lists.
I gotta do this.
I have read the.
So then you're not a whatever.
No.
झूठ बोल दे, सब झूठ बोल दे.
Chaotic good. That is the firm description of me in my entire life is pure chaos. But like good chaos, I'm all over the place all the time.
If you had a band, you should call it Good Chaos.
Yeah.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I support you.
I'm recruiting band members.
Do you want me to do tambourine?
Yes.
I can't play an instrument. I can do backup vocals, actually.
Do it.
I'm not the worst singer.
Do it.
Not as good as you, but I can.
She just told me she sung for 7 years, and I just... Yeah, now she's lying.
A little bit longer. I am lying, but you're also lying, so it's fine.
Time management. So I write whenever I have the overwhelming urge to write.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Most of my time at school is focused on school. I work on getting gigs and stuff,
Yeah.
but it is difficult in the Bay Area. I think it's less music focused than
Yeah.
LA or New York.
Yeah.
I have been lucky enough though. I sang at a tech conference once, which
Did you really?
Yeah, it was
That's
very
fun.
fun. It was a tech conference where half the employees were Russian and half were American. So I didn't understand much of what happened that day, but it
that's
was
good.
really fun.
What was your like first adult performance? Not like
Yeah.
baby sing for auntie. Like, what was your like moment of like, all right, I'm gonna perform like on stage proper? Were you nervous? You get stage fright?
I don't get stage fright.
Me neither.
Weirdly enough,
Give me
yeah.
some.
I get nervous talking to people,
Yeah.
but I have never been nervous on stage.
I can't pee if my sister's door is open next to the bathroom, but I don't get like public stage fright.
Did you know this? So you've talked about
So
it.
whenever
You've had conversations.
No,
about
so
this.
am I.
I like to open my door and knock.
She's the worst. Okay, so at my parents' house, this is not about her, this is about me. At my parents' house, her bathroom, at the bathroom and her room are next to each other. And I
Okay,
live
go
down the
on.
hall. And so whenever I go in as an adult, I have to close her door. And she'll purposely open it and knock on it when I'm peeing, and then I can't pee anymore. Or if I'm showering, she'll go into her walk-in closet and knock. So I hear in the shower, like, I'm naked!
So this is turning into family counseling. Rashi, please come. we're gonna
My
sort
sister's
this out.
behind the camera right now, but I can't. That's the only stage fright I get, though. Like, I can perform in front of 6
Stage
million
fright.
people.
You're calling this
Performance anxiety, babe. Peeing is also a performance. I just outed myself so bad.
This is good. Yeah.
Guys, if I'm peeing, don't ever enter a public. Can you imagine me in like a freaking high school stall?
I don't. Why would I want to?
No, I mean like I couldn't pee. So I never peed in school until I got home.
Okay.
And like the few times that I did, I was like, I'm horrified.
Yeah.
Sorry, so time manager. No, so performances. Your first performance. Let's get into it.
So
Were you peeing? Sorry.
oh goodness. I better have abs by the time this is done.
You're learning more about me than I really hoped. You're learning too many things about
Oh
me.
goodness. Okay. You're just exposing yourself all kinds of
I know,
left
but
and
my
right.
followers like know that I'm weird. You know,
Good.
Like,
I'm glad.
I
It's your
think my
brand.
Instagram people
It's
are
your
like,
brand.
she's so put
together,
together. And then
yeah.
you go to my YouTube and I'm like, I'm putting mainly an egg in my hair. Like people are like, what's wrong with you? Like,
I'm gonna need some hair tips because I didn't grow up knowing what to do with my hair.
oh, I got you.
Cool.
Okay.
But
Your first performance.
right now, going back to what we were talking about 17 years ago, I sang the national anthem at my school's freshman convocation,
Wow.
which I didn't even think was. It was weird
Yeah.
because, I mean, I went to college not knowing anything about college because my parents came here for the grad school and
right.
all my cousins, they did go to undergrad here, but they're a couple years older than me.
Cool.
So I went to college quite literally being like, what is college? And I sang freshman convocation. I sang the national anthem, and apparently freshman convocation is where all the freshmen congregate.
Naturally, that's what would happen.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and for months everyone saw me and was like, "That's the national anthem, girl," and I was like, "This is not." Okay.
People in high school like make anything. Like,
Oh, this was college.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How many kids go to your college? We have like 40 million. Like I look like everybody I went to
Oh,
college
Rutgers
with.
and Cal are very similar in size. Yeah.
How did people remember? The people just remembered you.
I
think I remember the convocation girl also.
Yeah. Okay. See.
You did really well, sweetie. So what are the foods that you crave?
In the last couple days, 3 of my mom's sisters have called to tell my mom that they have made akki roti.
Okay.
And so my mom's now feeling the pressure
She's feeling
to
the pressure.
make akki roti. So I've been thinking about it quite a bit because my mom will come into my room and be like, "Yo, this so-and-so just called me. Apparently everybody in the family is just up and decided."
to make this.
Yeah. So I've been craving that. I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
I could have dosa like 5 days a week and not be mad at all.
I also can eat a ridiculous amount of dosa. I love rava idli.
Oh,
Yeah.
slaps.
I don't. The like white flour idlis just don't do it for me.
They
anymore.
don't. They're really dry. Or maybe I
It's-
just haven't had them good.
They just they're just not enough.
They're not enough.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I think about Italy a lot.
I do too.
I don't like vada at all. Can't eat vada.
I think the problem with vada lies in the peppercorns. Because I'll eat a peppercorn
true.
and I'll be like, the entire dish is ruined.
No, that's the same thing with
You gotta
biryani
pick
though.
it
Like
out.
elaichi.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I stay away from biryani.
No, I
But
can
it's
never
so
say
much
no.
effort to like.
Just serve it.
No, not to serve it. To take out the peppercorns
Oh
and
yeah,
the
absolutely. No, it's a mess.
yeah. It's more effort than you spend eating it.
That's true.
It's like a negative calorie thing because you're
Yeah,
just
right.
doing all the work and.
If you were a dessert, what would you be? Don't say like jalebi, like every Indian girl in the world. We get it. We get it.
I have recently discovered that I am obsessed with kaju katli.
Okay, underrated and slaps.
Yes,
Yeah.
but my aunt doesn't make it with cashews. She makes it with almonds.
That's interesting.
And it's like a little bit less sweet, but the texture is a lot softer. And
that's cool.
you know how you tell like an Indian aunt or an Indian parent that you like something and all of a sudden
That's all they give you ever.
yeah, but the thing is that I don't get tired of it, so I
could eat it in
I eat a
buckets.
lot, and she sends a lot, and she just keeps sending it because she's a wonderful woman, and I
Oh
just
my
keep
God.
eating it because I have no self-control.
You never tell aunties you like something. It's
Yeah.
over, it's in the past. Like, they're like every day you have a new thing. You're like, I can't eat this forever. That's
Except
so funny.
with kaju katli I could, and I think that it's not doing good things to my skin or body because that much fat at one time.
But Indian sweets are just like decadent.
Pristine.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Like, I could eat a million cupcakes, but I would never feel the same as like a motichur. Like,
Yeah.
I would
I
just
don't even like
cry.
cupcakes that much. See, the thing is that I love baking, right?
Do you really?
I love baking. I don't have a sweet tooth. Much of a sweet tooth.
Interesting. We
So-
should get married. I'll eat anything sugary.
Good, good. Like I said, the engagement's next week.
I can, yeah, true. And I
But
can
yeah.
cook meals
Good.
really well.
Good. Yeah. So my parents have been going a little insane with me at home because I love cheesecake. Cheesecake is the one thing
Really?
that I could just eat
I can
10,000
only
times
have like a bite
day.
and then I feel like I've eaten
No,
so
I could eat an
I
entire
have
damn
fitness guilt
cheesecake.
though. Like,
Oh.
so I work out a lot. I'm like a big workout junkie. So if I eat something like
Yeah.
cheesecake, I'm like, I haven't worked out in 6 days, even though it's a
Oh.
lie. It's not true. Like, I just feel so guilty.
Can I have it?
Yeah.
I don't.
You can take it. It sucks.
I could just eat so much cheesecake, but I don't like other sweets like that. It's
Oh,
just
really?
cheesecake. So
That's nice.
I'll make so much, and my parents will be like, "Now we gotta eat it," but they don't like it. Like they don't like sweet things
Yeah.
that much. My dad has even less of a sweet tooth than I do.
Yeah.
My mom just eats sweet things because she loves sweet things. So I'll
Yeah.
make sweet things like cookies and things, and then they're like, "I don't. Please stop. Why would you continue?
Why would you continue to do
put
this?
us through this?" So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Let's wrap with the greatest question, the
Yeah.
most important question.
The most important question.
Who do you like? Who do you like?
You.
Well, I anticipated like somebody answering that question
Yeah.
that way, but I'm glad it was you.
Oh, thank you.
Besides me, मेरे body के अलावा, who do you like?
Oh man, so in the literal sense of that question, I'm very focused inward right now, which has been really fun.
Is that you telling people you're single? I'm focusing on my career and school only.
Yeah,
That's a Desi parent approved answer.
Yeah, I did.
So you have like 7 boyfriends right now. She's like, I don't want any of them to know.
Don't out me like
You're fielding
this.
options.
Yeah,
I'm also.
I
Enjoy.
also don't. American dating culture eludes me.
Yeah,
so
no.
I don't.
Any dating culture eludes me.
That's true. That's true.
I do it. It's just I have no idea what's going on ever.
Yeah. I don't do it because I don't have any idea what's going on.
That's an off-camera discussion. We laugh. But who do you like aside that? So we're focusing ourselves. We like me. We like you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any artists you like right now?
Yeah. Right now in particular.
Celebrity crushes.
Celebrity crushes.
Are you gonna say Harry Styles? You give me fat Harry Styles vibes.
Do I really?
Yeah, you look
That's
like
the
one of those girls. Like,
greatest-
no, I love Harry
That's
Styles.
the greatest compliment I could have gotten.
You guys should
today.
collab on a song.
I would cry. Harry Styles, if you're listening. But that is the kind of vibe I'm actually trying to emulate. That like fun, nostalgic.
Girl, I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I just guessed.
But
No, I love that.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of Harry Styles, and Dua
Cool.
Lipa's new album is brilliant.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's new album had me crying for an undisclosed period of
Are
time.
you a big Taylor Swift fan?
I wasn't
You weren't
before
until
this.
this.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
like
I've liked.
Cardigan a lot.
Yeah.
The video is very cool.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I've liked songs here and there. I was never a huge fan.
Mm.
But this album is just otherworldly, honestly.
I had a problem because I OD'd on Taylor Swift in high school because
Nice.
1989 came out.
Nice.
And my friends and I were like, we're just in this album. Like, we were obsessed.
Yeah.
And then I had to, like, take a break. I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'm in love with her. Like,
Yeah.
I need to take a break. And now I'm, like, very neutral.
Nice.
You know, you just, like,
Yeah.
OD on stuff, music. You're like, I got to take a break from this.
Yeah. I've also been listening to a band called Saint Motel recently.
Fun.
They're just like very old timey but like fresh vibes. It's just
Yeah.
it feels like if you were to walk into like a 60s jazz and like a 60s jazz club, and they had the whole like horn section, and that's it's the perfect
It's
vibe.
everything.
It's the perfect vibe. I miss
Yeah.
playing with a live band. I do.
I miss that
Yeah.
culture
Yeah.
in generally of just like live music and
Yes.
going to like a bar and having a band there.
Yeah.
Like I love like the Travis weekend like
Mm-hmm.
trap vibes always because I'm a Gemini. Like half of me loves that and the other half of me wants to like sit in a barn and listen to music.
You've lost me now.
Yeah, like
I don't understand astrology.
I gotta go. No,
Bye.
I love astrology because it doesn't make any sense, but it makes so much sense. When is your birthday? What is your
Should
zodiac sign?
Are you gonna read me?
No, I just want to see if you're like.
Oh. When do you think my birthday is?
You give me like March, April vibes. Is it close?
March 10th.
You're Pisces. Are you serious? I knew it in my heart.
End the interview right here. This doesn't make any sense. I would love to be
I have a
one
lot
of
of
those
Pisces
girls.
ex-boyfriends, and I hate them all. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I would love to
I'm
be
just
one of those girls that like knows everything about astrology.
No,
and the
we're the
stars.
crazy ones. Like,
I
we're the
don't
ones
get
that
it.
the guy friends are like, don't date a girl who likes astrology.
I don't get it.
I'm like, don't wear red, you're gonna have a bad day. Like, it's not. Okay, literally, my roommate and I have like a problem because we just got
Many
like,
problems.
many problems, but I can pee in front of her, so it's okay.
Okay.
I got a little too invested by accident. Like, we were like, wouldn't it be funny if we checked our horoscope? And now it's like, yeah, did you read yours this morning? She's like, it says I'm gonna have a good day. Like, yeah, it says we should eat more vegetables. Like, let's have a salad. Like, yeah, it was an accident. I kind of stumbled into it, and now I'm just like, I'm a believer. My mom's like, okay.
So I believe fundamentally that there is something to it. I believe that there are people, especially in South Asia, that like
Yeah.
can actually read the stars. I don't believe that those are the people making money off of it.
Interesting.
So
No, I agree.
I don't
I agree.
think. I think if you go to an astrologer in India and you pay them a ridiculous amount
They're
of money,
lying, yeah.
they're telling you what you have told them and just parroting it back to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and
but there are definitely people that can do that stuff.
Yes.
I'm not
But
one of
they're
those
the
people.
ones like on the tops of mountains, like meditating all day, and like
yeah,
they're not
I'm
the
the kind of
people.
person that just go
Yeah.
on Google, Gemini horoscope today. It's like, tells me whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that definitely happened to me.
Someday somebody's gonna have to tell her that she can't trust everything she reads on the internet, but that day is not today. Anyway.
I love the internet. When did you become my enemy? What's happening?
No,
Are we
I
breaking
love you.
up?
We're getting married next
Okay,
week. Oh,
cool.
engaged.
We have to check our kundali. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care about that shit. Well, thank you so much for being on this insane show. We have talked nothing but shit for like an hour.
This has been fun.
This is my version of Coffee with Karan. Thank you so much for being here.
Why would you compare yourself?
I'm a better Coffee with Karan.
It's a different stratosphere.
It's a different. This is a
Yeah.
family-friendly show.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, but
don't
we've
know
talked
if
nothing but
that's-
nonsense. But thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here.
Of course.
If you guys want to listen to her music, check her out. Spotify, Apple Music. She's on everything. Check out her Insta. All her links are in the bio below. If you like what you hear, subscribe. The show continues. And we're so happy you were here. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for having me.
And we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.